When it comes to commercial leases, dilapidations can be a common and contentious issue at lease end. Dilapidations refers to the condition of a property falling short of the standard expected by the lease wording. This can lead to costly claims when it's time to hand back the keys, but this is where a schedule of condition can help protect you from hefty claims if correctly used. I'm Tim Clarke, Chartered Building Surveyor and Managing Director at Harrison Clarke Chartered Surveyors. I'll be taking a look at why schedules of condition are so important and how they can help you to avoid unexpected dilapidations costs. A schedule of condition is essentially a detailed report that outlines the condition of a property at lease commencement. The core purpose of a schedule of condition, often referred to as a photographic schedule of condition, is to document the state of the property when you take possession. This creates a clear and agreed upon baseline regarding the condition of the building. Without a schedule of condition, you could find yourself facing claims for repairs or alterations that were already present before you moved in. A schedule protects you from having to take responsibility for issues that were pre-existing and weren't addressed during your tenancy. For example, if the property had a cracked window or peeling paint when you moved in, but these issues weren't documented, the landlord could potentially claim that they were caused by your actions during the lease term. A schedule of condition makes sure that the state of the property is accurately recorded, giving you a defence if a dispute arises later on. When it's time to vacate the property, the landlord will often prepare a schedule of dilapidations with a view to making a financial claim against the tenant. A schedule of condition provides an impartial and detailed record of the property's condition at the start of the lease. It captures even the smallest imperfections, ensuring that both parties know exactly what was already in the place when the lease began. This clear documentation can be crucial when it comes to defending against claims that certain issues were caused during your tenancy. While it's important to have a schedule of condition, this comes with a couple of caveats. Firstly, this needs to be professionally prepared by surveyors who specialise in dilapidations and will therefore understand how the schedule will be used. It's tempting for a tenant to save a few £100 and to prepare their own, but I don't remember ever having seen a good, usable schedule prepared by a non-professional tenant. Unfortunately, I've also seen a good few schedules prepared by chartered surveyors that have been pretty useless. A good schedule of condition will save thousands or even hundreds of thousands of pounds at lease end, so a small investment now will pay dividends later on. At Harrison Clarke, we use bespoke software that allows us to quickly prepare high-quality, detailed schedules. These are distributed as PDFs with enlargeable photos hosted by us over the course of your lease. This safeguards our schedules from degradation of older style storage formats. It used to be very common to see schedules, now in black and white, originally colour, which had been photocopied multiple times and are now effectively useless. Thankfully, this is becoming less and less common. Few surveyors use our technology for this work, meaning that their clients often pay more for a worse product. Secondly, it's critical to have the schedule of condition documented in the lease. It isn't enough just to have a schedule of dilapidations. It needs to be mentioned in the repairing clause and ideally in the redecoration clause too. It makes me sad to see tenants having to pay thousands of pounds for redecoration work on old properties which clearly weren't repainted before the lease started, simply because their solicitor didn't insist on referencing the schedule of condition in the redecoration clause. One note about lease wording: in order for a schedule of condition to have teeth, the tenant has to be liable to hand the property back to the landlord in no better condition than is evidenced by the schedule of condition. If the word better is replaced by worse, the schedule can become entirely toothless. One of the main reasons tenants get hit with dilapidations claims is that they don't have an official record of the property's condition at lease commencement. Without that baseline, it can be difficult to argue that certain issues were pre-existing. With a schedule of condition, you have a detailed report that can protect you against unfair claims. It serves as a form of insurance for you, offering the documentation needed to argue that specific damages, disrepair, or wear and tear were present when you moved in, or at least not your responsibility to fix. A well-prepared schedule of condition linked to strong lease wording can be a powerful tool in negotiating your lease end dilapidations. At Harrison Clarke Chartered Surveyors, we can prepare comprehensive, accurate schedules of condition to help limit your lease end dilapidations liabilities. Our friendly and expert team can be reached on 020 8153 1233, and we look forward to helping you reduce your dilapidations liabilities.